And another thing, prophets, you are going to feel alone, but you're not. As a matter of fact, even before God called you, I believe God was already doing pruning with you. And depending on the type of person you are, I'm hoping that you had enough of a circle that could understand your personality, because your personality is not going to change all of a sudden because you have an assignment. As a matter of fact, God uses that exact same personality to get to whoever he needs to get to push through to who he needs to push through. So if he was a person of integrity, a person of moral, a person of whatever it is, like if you was a straight shooter, or let's say you was a person that you kind of stay in your lane, you stay in your zone, you like who you like, he's already gonna use those exact same attributes for you. That's one. Two, start to understand like the sensitivity around you. Like sometimes you're going to get sensitive about certain things, and immediately you always have to have that open line of communication with God to ask, hey God, why am I feeling like this? What's the issue? How do I react to this? Do I react to this? Do I not react to this? What do I do? Right? That's another thing. Another thing is there are many false churches and ministers, pastors, and other prophets that will always try to lure you in. They will lure you in when they see that you're a babe. They will lure you in if they see because they could see the light in you. And if you're not careful, if you're not utilizing the gift of discerning a spirit, or if you're not having some type of communication with God on a daily basis, it's easy to get into those traps of getting to those type of organizations, those type of relationship, those type of contacts, or those type of churches. So just be wary when it comes to that. At times, when it comes to your family, don't feel no type of way if they don't listen to you or if they don't hear you. Many times they're not. Now there are some, they see like a 360 change, they will reach out to you. But the ones that were familiar, they got comfortable, they got content with you, they're always gonna try to push you in like a past tense and try to always refer to you. You have to use discernment to understand that that's the enemy trying to push you back. So you have to ask God, well, how do you create those boundaries? And understand that you may not be able to disciple your family members. Be okay with it. Plant the seed, whatever the situation may be, and God will use somebody else to water it. And as long as that person gets to salvation, that's all that matters, right? I know it seems like there's not many pastors out here that truly recognize and understand the office of a prophet. There are. Sometimes it take a long time, but there are. But there are pastors. There are pastors that's really after God's heart. Like the pastor that I have now, wise counsel, right? And he understands the ministry that God has given me. He understands. He may not understand all the complexity of it, but what I love is the fact that when I first encountered him, I ain't gonna lie, my face is like G Unit. No matter where I go, it's y'all remember G Unit? My face is like G Unit. I don't know, and I'm a happy person. I don't know. If I'm not smiling, yeah. And so he said, when he first met me, for weeks, he was like, man, this lady face is tough. But the thing is, I was focused. I was focused on the biblical, because he's very biblically sound. So I'm focused on the biblical things he was saying. And finally, he was led to have I was led to say, hey, Pastor, I think we need a conversation. He was like, yeah, it's actually been on my mind for weeks now. I just haven't mustered the strength. And what I love about him is the fact that he understands, wow, there are prophets. This generation, they have to be able to combat with what's going on. And he understands it. Not only do he understand, he's so humble and confident in what God has given him. He's not swayed. He's not authoritative. He's not, hover over. If I got, something to do, it is nothing. He just checks in on my family like, hey, hey, what's going on? He even comes to me and be like, hey, like, what do you think? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's just to show you. But the thing is, I prayed for this for a long time. I prayed for wise counsel. I prayed for people that was secure in their own calling and their own assignment. I prayed for people to understand my personality, for people to understand the calling that God has on my life. I prayed for this. I prayed. A lot of times, these type of pastors, they're not on social media because he's not. His church is, but he's not. A lot of times, these people, they don't be over. Listen, but there's a God in heaven who knows all things, who sees all things, and who can direct your destiny helpers to you. So I pray that you will start praying for God to bring your destiny helpers to you. Whether you are a minister, I pray that God will lead you to your destiny helpers or have them come to you, vice versa, right? That can understand what you need, right? And then God will automatically download like, hey, you're going to learn this from this person. You're going to obtain this from this person. Because he did it for me. He did it for me. I didn't know this man from a can of paint. Him or his wife. I ain't know them. Never met him. Nothing. It was like, one day I'm going to be able to tell the story. It was something like so supernatural. So, what I can say for you, prophets, like, listen. Let Holy Spirit do the training. It's rough. It's like a crash course. It's literally like you training for the Marines or something. But I guarantee you, when it's God doing it, he will never fail you. He will never fail you. All right. Love you.